Here we go, here we go, here we go. Hot glass going into the box. What? The box. What's gonna happen? There we go. That's the look I wanted. Because why? Because that's how we roll here at the Glass Academy. We start with burning flames in a square shape.
Yeah, we're getting all our mold work done.
Don't panic, anyone. It smells great in here, like a campfire.
Oh.
And just like the snow
Give me
piece,
a punch.
just like the snow one, we're dazed and amazed that it works.
Look at that.
We can blow anything.
That's tasty.
Welcome, everyone.
Well, I guess considering that worked out great, my timing's a little behind here, but I'll just hang out as you guys finish that beautiful
Don't,
box
yet.
piece.
Ready?
What are you gonna do?
Handmade in the U.S. of A.
Welcome, everyone. You are here at the Glass Academy.
These are our new shirts.
You're not punning it up?
Right here, folks.
Are you punning it up? Matt's ready.
Oh. Takes it all.
I never even
flashed.
He's distracted.
Thing's gonna explode.
Who doesn't love a little fire to start the night out?
No explosion.
Because we can. All right, party at the glory hole. Party at the bench.
It's kind of
Pillow?
not pillow. Pillow.
What did Joey call pillows?
Pillow.
Yeah, he called them palos too.
Because
That
he
sounds
had
like some
that
kind of marketing pet
Texas
stuffed animal
accent.
special.
He needs his pillow.
Needs his palo. Oh, beautiful break. Beautiful break.
As always, as you guys
You
are
best
coming in,
just
put where
hit
you're
the
from in the
can
chat.
with it.
Perfect. Well, it's my turn now. We're in the warmer-upper, folks. I hope you're doing amazing. It's show 254. We got Bess over here, Michelle, Jacob. We got Matt on the show tonight, and we got Chris as well, who you just saw over there. And I'm gonna debut one of our newest tools here in the hot shop with a little bit of air from one of the guys. Our brand new pita paper. All right, Blow. Keep it coming.
Did you soak the pita?
Oh, it's burning my eyes.
You really want to
Good.
make sure you get plenty of garlic sauce on that bread before you blow glass with it, folks. But look at this.
That worked out like a champion. I mean, that's just a great tool. What's that? No soakage needed. That's the beauty of that material.
There's just as much.
You save on
moisture
water.
in there.
Save on water. It's not an expensive tool though, or it's not a cheap tool though. I can tell you that.
The cardboard box smelled really good. The burning bread, like burnt toast, not so much.
Just gotta tuck this bottom in a little because it's a little thin.
You think that pita's cooling it off just right?
I think it is. How about just a light puff of air? Beautiful.
Really does smell like we've got some
Burning toast.
kebab action happening.
Kebab action.
Yeah, when you put your pita bread on the kebab grill, you don't quite get the same effect as molten 2,000 degree glass. But it hasn't really done any problems with the underlying side.
Yeah, his hand he'd be screaming in pain.
We've got a bunch of hellos coming in. We've got Dana says hello, Robin says hello from Dearborn, Patty says hello from Commerce Township.
I'm gonna try a bite,
Mary Lou
Maurice.
says hello from Perkiomenville, Pennsylvania. I'm hoping I said that right.
Who's that now? Who's that last one?
Mary Lou, you're gonna make me say it again.
I couldn't hear you.
No, you're good. It was I kind of smoothed right over that one. It's Perkiomenville, Pennsylvania.
Ooh, from the PA.
Donna from Twinsburg, Ohio.
Let it dangle. Let me get a little
Sharon
more. It's just a
watches
thin
always.
bottom, so
Carol's
maybe
watching
gather up
on
a little
both
more.
Facebook and YouTube. Carol
Oh, yeah.
from
So
Ontario.
tell us where you're watching from, because last week was the Snaffle. Is Facebook doing its thing? It's normal
Facebook
today?
is right and nice and smooth right now, knocking on wood. But
All right.
Vicky says hello from Seattle. Brendan says hello to everybody. Marilyn says hello to everybody.
Hope you guys have had just a dandy week. We've just made some incredible things this week, had a really good time. It's only Tuesday, but wait till you guys see the product table.
Everybody does know what's going on tomorrow, right? Let me show you.
Tomorrow.
Love. I think love is in the air.
Well, at least
I
one
think
day a year.
burnt pita bread is in the air.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too.
I took a taste of it right under here. Look,
Oh, it looks fresh and roasted and toasted.
I took a little bite. It tasted pretty good.
We're going to finish up this warmer-upper one gather vase, folks, with a heart applicated to the side, and it's going to be made for sale here on the show. The first one-and-done piece made live, and then we'll get into the board. We'll go over the table. We got some beautiful, beautiful final Valentine's pieces here made for sale and available tonight. We also have a couple features of a couple family members of Matt's here tonight.
Ooh, we're going to feature that as soon as you're done, because what other day is it? Fat Tuesday.
It's the Tuesday.
Poochiki Day.
Yeah.
It's still on fire.
So, is everyone at home with a poochki?
Not me. Me not like poochki.
You are here with a poochki.
I know.
Something happened there.
I don't want
Thanks,
the
Matt.
poochki.
Kathy says hello from Massachusetts. Linda says hi from Connecticut. Fawn says hello from Sykesville, PA. Jody's here. Facebook for comments, YouTube on the TV.
That's the way to
it's
do it,
nice.
folks.
It's nice.
And really, it was cool seeing everyone hop over to YouTube. We're toying with the idea of picking a time and having everyone jump and skip their way over to each platform simultaneously to boost and finesse the algorithm.
Algorithm booster?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out. We'll have everyone jump, throw something in the comment, and then we'll get you a special something something. We just got to figure out the logistics of how that all works.
Dana says, right now watching on Facebook, sitting out in my car while my nephew's at wrestling practice.
Oh,
Perfect.
Way
nice.
to go, Dana.
A little bit of car entertainment, vehicular entertainment.
Yeah, what did we do before we had our phones and we had to pick up from sports practice?
Icarus says, happy Valentine's Day from U of M.
Yeah. How many people are familiar with our One Gather vases? They're on the website. It was a design by Michelle since a long time ago. And Matt, we got a couple hearts on the paddle in the garage over there.
Probably spot.
I'm going to begin to get this area ready to go. The grabber would probably be grand. Our grandeur grabber.
There it is, making its way across the glass shop in dust and ash.
Oh, look at this.
Flash at.
Yeah, like quick one. Alrighty. Timing's crucial on these, especially when it's coming from the garage.
It's such an awkward tool. Like, it's kind of
but it
like your
went on
fingers,
so
but it's
good.
not like your fingers.
It's more like a raptor claw. Raptor claw applicator. Now, what just went on perfect. Had great heat on it.
What color is it?
It's a blue chrome, an iridescent blue chrome, and Mom, you better tell them what a One Gather vase is.
A one gather, and I'm not sure that this happened. A one gather vase is one gather of glass to make the base. Jake must be taking some big old gathers if that's a one gather.
That was One Gather. It was a nice medium-sized casual gather.
My gathers are much tinier.
We're toying with the idea, as Chris and I were working last week on some of these Valentine's products you're going to see, toying with the idea of starting to stamp products right upon their body. instead of bringing over the external bit. The
Well,
trick
didn't
that I've
we used
realized,
to
though,
do that on the body prior?
not sure,
We did.
but the trick is to not heat it too much. Because as we've seen, what's the other product that'll happen with?
Reduction?
The wine glasses. Galaxy glasses and waffle wine glasses, when you got something really thin and you heat it up for 1 extra second too much, then the entire piece sinks in and doesn't get a nice imprint. You got to have something to push up against if you're going to get a good bit of stamping action.
Oh, Matt brought the flame.
Oh yeah, Matt tucked it up real good.
Flame.
Check out how we're going to get this metallic heart action going here. And that is the first blue-hearted one-gather vase to be produced here at the GA.
That thing's gonna go live, isn't it?
And that does have a essence of burnt pita.
So the one gather iridescent blue-hearted pita sculpted vase.
Yep. Got
like
that
it.
written down, Bess. She's trying.
I'm working on it.
This will be the last week that the warmer uppers are made publicly for sale. Next week,
some new information coming out.
Next week they will only go to people in the membership. It will be a membership
yes,
option.
the warmer uppers.
We had a lot of people say sometimes they're not there at the beginning of the show. They couldn't get to it fast
Thought the
enough.
stamp was around.
So now you will have, as a member, this perk.
For sale soon on the website.
Into the
Holy
Enneagram.
sheep.
I'll come look later. Whew. Oh, who's got the scissors? Should we let Matt have the honors?
Punchki time?
Scissors. I think we should use torch. Forget the scissors.
Yeah.
We'll burn our way into
All
this
right,
tastiness.
let Matt do
Let
it.
me get close to Matt with a microphone here and tell us the deal with this family member.
Well,
Let me hold it.
go ahead. The deal is, these things are delicious. My mom makes these.
Are these made by your mom?
Yeah, Punchkis.
If you guys are
Look
local
at
to
the
Michigan, she's in
colors.
Royal Oak.
How
She
cute.
does this for a living, and
And this
I
is
believe
her.
One of those strawberries is for me.
320 South Main.
320 South Main Street.
We got strawberry. Do we know all the flavors?
These are apple, cinnamon. These are raspberry. And these are strawberry.
So to all you guys celebrating Fat Tuesday out there, whether you're
I want a bite of that one.
religious or not, it is a religious thing, isn't it?
Someone
Fat
describe
Tuesday?
us in the chat. Can you put it in
Yeah.
the chat?
This
Can
is
you
only our
break
4th
down
year in
Fat
a row
Tuesday?
of remembering what Fat Tuesday is. But we're here, and what we know about Fat Tuesday is that punchkis are made available.
They're delicious.
And they're made to order, and they're delicious. So is this a strawberry one?
It's just like all
That's the
the
raspberry?
religion that's tied in with Halloween.
Yeah. Textbook. So here we go, folks.
So you went raspberry and not?
You're the only
What,
Raspberry's
one.
the way to
strawberry?
go.
Yeah.
You're the only one eating one?
No, I'm
Dig
eating
in.
one. I'm eating a strawberry then.
Whoa.
You got to be careful because there is the blowhole. You got to put it up in the air so when you bite it, it doesn't drip all over your
It hit
shirt.
me right in the chin. These are dangerous.
Have you guys had one today? Put it in the chat if you've had a punchki today.
Wow.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
They are only 25 calories each.
Each bite or
Yeah, right.
Gluten
Each
free.
finger lick.
Yeah.
These are gluten free,
Talk with your
Delicious
mouth
and
full.
many thanks.
sugar free.
What's the name of the business?
Astoria. We already went over
Astoria.
this.
That's right.
And I don't know what
Incredible.
else. They're definitely not flavor free because they're good.
All right, let's get back into action here. Beautiful board designed by our shipping queen, Robin, the champion. This is show number 254, folks. We're moving along. We're trundling right along. We've got our new membership coming up next week, the debut of it. Still ironing things out every day, but we're going to give you more information on that.
Bess is going to put the real link in the chat that will totally make sense because last week the The text was wrong. The copy was wrong.
It makes sense this week.
I know. Last week, I apologize in advance. It made no sense. He got it up at the last minute. He's like, it's live. And none of us read it. It was that close to the show.
All right, so there you go, folks. You're going to get good information. Sign up just to hear about it. You're not signing up to actually pay for anything yet or to lock yourself in. You're just going to get updates and information on the membership and be able to sign up when you're ready. We've got a nice show lined up here with 2 custom orders. The first one's for Charlie. Either Charlie or Judy had won. This was one of the giveaways from an event we did a little bit ago last year, and they're going to be getting a sweet custom mug here tonight. We've designed it in-house, and we're going to be making it. We're also going to be making a custom for Junior, Matt's dad, who was the champion along with Matt for powder coating our 2 sets of sweet benches and their side tables, and we're going to get into that more
I
later
like
as
number
well.
4. How are you going to give me away?
I don't know. Michelle's going to get given away. That's all been written up before the show, and we don't know anything about it.
Am I getting married?
We've got some incredible pieces on the show tonight, folks. If I'm not mistaken, there's no opportunity to purchase a set of 2, is there?
Nope.
It's just one and done?
One and done.
All right, so there you go, folks. You know, 1 champagne flute right here, number 7. If you guys really want to get a set of them, reach out to us, and we'll make that happen for you. But here we've got a couple of beautiful pieces, a bunch of pieces available here tonight, and that's the deal.
While they get set up for the next step, I'll give you a couple close details.
Can't I just talk about the goblets?
Yeah, you can, but we
everything I had to do to get to the goblets, and I'm shunned to go blow
Shunned.
glass. Sweet. Here we are.
Time to blow glass. We're doing
Time
the
to
mug.
blow glass. We're doing the custom order. I'm going to have to come back to the table for 1 second, show off the piece that this was modeled off of, which is number 2. It's made for sale here tonight on the website, but the custom order is going to be modeled off this guy. So we're going to take it over to the Marver. We're going to take a look at it. And we're going to make something real similar.
Can anyone talk to Adventurine, like what metal that is?
I do think that there could be a little bit of Poochki mojo custom pieces since we busted into them on the Marver and the sugar was all over the place.
Can you tell me Adventurine, the metal? Do you know?
Adventurine is made with copper, folks. It's a copper powder that is very reflective in the glass. And when they mix the copper in with a batch of glass, the copper flakes are so fine that they float to the top of the glass. And then they anneal the whole tank of glass and break that stuff out. It's really beautiful. I'm going to donate this. We could actually put this live for sale. No?
Probably
You don't
not.
think would anybody want to buy this world famous pita bread that goes with that first warmer upper 1 gather vase?
We could wrap the vase in it and send it to them.
Well,
Tough.
I was waiting to hear from someone, but I can't hear you folks, so you have to put it in the chat. I'll save it though in case someone really wants it. We could lacquer it, encase it inside something, and memorialize it as the amazing pita. I did already. It's pretty good. It's got a little smoky flavor to it. Jake's got a nice bubble going over here.
Ooh. You got a second? I'm going to start this one back up and redo this color pattern, Mom. If you want to show off those goblets before the table goes live at 6:30, here's a short opportunity.
To talk about some cuppage, Michelleage.
Oh, yes.
All right, folks, come on over here. Let me talk to you for a second. These are some pieces that Jake and I were working on last night. These cups themselves, there's 4 beautiful Venetian-style cups. These are some really, really nice pieces, and Jake made this particular one with the double yellow, beautiful flower that was added on afterwards. Check that out. That is a really, really tight piece. I'm very proud of Jake with those skills, and check this one out. That one's gorgeous too. That's totally all about the Valentine special. That's number 13. And then this guy right here, this was a rocks glass that I made That's super sweet. It's got adventurine and red, all about Valentine's Day, with the heart squashed right into the front of it, so that whoever gets this one is going to be somebody's loving mate. All of the pieces tonight have hearts on them. Check this guy out, though. Number 11. That thing is the Super Pimp. Tank green, beautiful. This is called the Joker's glass because these are the Joker's colors. The purple and emerald green are beautiful. And we've got the triple ball action with the harp in the middle with some gorgeous jumper bits. That's a nice one, number 11. I made that one. And I also made this beautiful blue one. Cobalt blue, kind of a Mezzostampo style right here. Look at that. Some gorgeous handles. So that's number 10. What's going on over here, Jake?
The reason I restarted was because that mug has the color encased inside of it. So I got a much smaller gather, put about 3 coats of matte Special Chemist Maniac super sweet color mixture that's on the far left of the marver here, and then I'm going to blow out a bubble, and then I'm going to gather over it, encase it in clear.
Yeah, so you're saying that the reason that you had too much glass the first gather because you didn't realize that that color was encased.
Exactly.
So you took a smaller gather of glass, did your color pattern on it, and then you'll be able to encase that in crystal and still have the right amount to make a mug.
That's right, and this is a mix, it's exactly right, of blues and purples, and I swirled it up on the very end of it. It's clear on the top. Here comes the bubble, and then we're going to let it solidify and gather clear over it, just like you were saying, to make it really glassy and really tasty.
And you guys, I did want to mention for the record, and this is for the record.
What record?
Uh-oh.
This purple and blue is Matt's favorite color. He loved it so much, he purposely mixed those colors together because it's his favorite.
It's a great combo.
Look at it.
I've got an update for you. Nobody wants the burnt pita. Also, Robin said she refuses to ship pita.
What?
Whoa,
So we've got
internal denial.
a non-shippable.
It's pickup only.
Well, maybe we can make some type of a hand puppet out of it, you guys. Look at this thing.
This is a glass blowing show. Glass blowing.
What's going on? Is that you, Matt?
Said stay away from me.
All right, I'm going into the garbage with it, folks.
It's a sad day
It's
for
really
pita bread.
rare around here. It's hard to find a garbage can in this place.
So we have a technical question. Stephanie says, are the cobalt blue glasses always from recycled glass, or do you actually have a cobalt blue color that you use as well?
We have many different blues. That's probably, I think, the color that we have most options of. Blue? Yeah, blues. We got a lot of different blues that come from a lot of different cobalts, and we use recycle for a lot of glasses. But there's a lot of overlap sometimes. If this was a completely cobalt, deep, beautiful blue glass, maybe we would use recycle underneath it, but to get the perfect desire, we can't choose the shade of blue when we melt a full take of recycle. We get what the recycle glass gods present to us, and so...
Well, Jake, explain to him, or I will.
Yeah.
That wall right there, Michelle, let me point at it with... There you go. Those are all samples off of different batches of the recycle tank. And look, dark cobalt, real light aqua. You've got some that may even have a little bit of a purple hue to them. And it all depends on the type of production quantity of glass that we're running that week when we charge the recycle tank. If we're making a lot of blue product, the glass is a lot deeper blue.
I think it would be really cool if we could establish a big blinking button or something when Beth says, we have a technical question. It pops up in the corner, and it's like an alarm.
We got to get the sounds going.
Because
We
we
talked
do love
about the
those.
sound, so if she was
Well-
like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Technical question.
Wouldn't that be like the blue light? Does
Keep it
everybody
coming, a little
remember
more.
the blue light special?
You are like aging our audience.
No, I mean, it's still good, but if anyone does, put it in the chat, you guys.
Good.
What was the blue light special? Because that company's not around anymore, so we could take over and make the technical question, the blue light special.
So maybe we should make some blue lights with that blue mix.
I think it's a good idea.
I got an even nicer swirl on this one than the last one, Charlie. It's still going to be transparent. That was a very important point that we talked about, so you could see the beverage from the inside. Blow.
You saw what Jake was blowing that out. He was
Good.
holding it downward to get a little bit of length on it. That's just the gravity. You're always using gravity.
Puff it out
That's
once
one
more.
of the glass blower's most important tools, guys, is gravity. Whoa.
Whoa.
You
Got a
showed it
good
to me
look.
real close.
Blow. Beautiful.
And
so that's the shape.
with Matt blowing in the end of the blowpipe, while Jake at the same time simultaneously putting the jacks on the side of that bubble, controls the overall shape of the mug. I kind of really wondered just a minute ago too that if you do slow that word down a little bit, simultaneously, it's really weird. It's a weird word.
Yeah, let's hear it one more time.
Simultaneously.
Simon?
Simo.
It kind of
You're not- it's not
feels
being
like
said
some
right.
type of like engine part or something.
Those of you that might have just joined the show might think there's some kind of inside joke going on here, but there's really not. We're just analyzing the word here.
You want to do a capaddle here?
No, we're going to do a cap and squish.
Ah,
Thank you anyway.
well, I'm here ready to go at any moment, folks.
Look at that.
Carol says, I used to run the blue light specials at the Warren Kmart.
Nice. The Warren Kmart, was that on
Warren.
Clear.
12 or 13 Mile and Mound? 12 Mile and Mound, maybe.
What? Oh, all right. Back to the action. What color is the heart? Is it the same color?
We're not going to put a heart on this one. That was a Valentine's special. He's looking for a classic, tasty, nice mug. I don't know if they're watching on YouTube, if they're watching on Facebook, but it is a pretty beautiful thing, and maybe they're not even watching tonight. Judy did say they've been watching the show, but like Michelle was saying, we also know a lot of people don't make it live for the show. You know, by the end of next week, we'll have 4,000, 5,000 views on the show on Facebook. YouTube's cranking its way up there too, but that's the perks of watching it live, is you guys get the opportunity at 6:30, 2 minutes from now, to purchase one of those goblets, purchase any of the other one and done products.
Are you going in some color over here, Matt?
Nope.
All right, I don't have to move. I like that.
Look at this beautiful, juicy, lined up, clear, tasty, most gorgeous.
I think that was really, really creamy.
That was about as nice as it could have came. Watch this move. Super hot. Matt doesn't need to squish that hard because it's clear. It's same here. If we were putting on a red foot, we'd probably be working it real good, but that's just about
All right.
as clean as it could
So we were at a glass blowing party. This is glass blowers only, and a lot of people admitted to watching the show. Not only do they watch the show, but there's a lot of student glass blowers.
be. A lot of what?
Student glass blowers
Oh.
who've been reaching out to us through different channels asking about certain techniques.
That's awesome.
So if you are a student glass blower, this is like up close
We
and
love you.
personal.
I wonder what the difference is between a student glass blower and an apprentice glass blower. Would that be a student is somebody who is apprentice is getting paid and a student is paying?
Right.
All right, we just figured it out, folks. Live here.
And maybe a student, you know, is just learning in the very beginning. An apprentice has decided that they're going to be becoming a craftsman in the industry, perhaps.
What do you guys
If you
think?
get an apprenticeship.
Have you ever been an apprentice in something? What makes you apprenticeship different than a student?
I know plenty of people who've been apprentice electricians, apprentice plumbers. Generally, it's like a skilled trade category.
All right, the people who were on the show, The Apprentice, what were they? Were they students?
Thanks.
were they apprentices?
That's a really good question, and I think another really good discussion is the difference between craft and artistry in becoming an apprentice and learning how to make artwork and what you want to do in life. And I think that would be a really cool conversation for us to have, just like we're going to have our conversation, our first VIP content about what it means to be a maestro in the craft and what it means to be a master. Another sit-down discussion between us and potentially other artists and craftspeople around the city could be that discussion.
Yeah, what would the word be? What other abilities are described by being a maestro?
I don't know. It's an Italian term. I honestly don't feel like I hear that term very much, except for in glass. I can't think of anything else.
That's what the conversation Thursday will be about, because that's exactly it.
So
do
I'm
ceramicists have internships and maestros?
I'm not going to elaborate on the maestro situation
You're not.
because that's going to be happening on Thursday, right?
Yes, it is.
Got a comment for Jake. Says Jacob, Brett from Pittsburgh, when can I come and take a class and visit?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Says Jacob, Brett from Pittsburgh, when can I come visit and take a class?
Oh, we got a lot of opportunity for that, Brett, for sure. Come right on into town, and classes are rolling.
Make sure it's close to when the Wings are playing, just because you can have the full experience.
Right. Thank you, Matt.
Pam says music has maestros.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought that I
interesting.
think I have heard that there's been maestro violinists and celloists, and most of them might be in the orchestra.
Yeah.
I've never heard of a maestro
Lotion
trumpet
hands.
in jazz
I
or
thought they were
trombone, but oboist, celloist. I used to play the French horn,
that
and I'd like
Punchki
to
hand?
say I was a maestro at playing the French horn, but I was a lot better at playing the trumpet.
Matt got himself a nice little tasty burn a little earlier today, it seems.
Let's see it. Where?
Right there.
Oh my gosh!
It looks like a tail.
Looks like a
little.
Looks like a little mini Rupert's drop.
Yeah. something.
Look at that.
Ooh, that's looking nice.
That's a
Jake.
really sick shape. Let's take a look at this OG mug here. Looks like I got this one flared a hair more, but if
I
not
like it.
anything, but I love the wider bottom.
The liquid flows out of those cups. That
Yeah.
shape.
That's dangerous.
All right, so I'll bring the handle.
This is a straight rib handle. You could bring it, Matt.
I'll get you one.
It's gonna be iridescent blue. Now this was kind of an artist suggestion here. And I always tell everyone when we're writing up a custom order, you always leave 30%. We do happy hours. You always leave 30% up to artist discretion. Even if we picked out all the colors and the style, there may be something on the fly that we need to do. We need to change about it. And that's the deal. But these guys went right off the bat and they were like, you know, we love that handle, but can we do it a little bit like this or like that? Blue chrome on the right. And I suggested matching the body here, we go with an iridescent blue chrome. And they actually, I'm going to show you guys this this mug here, which we made on one of our experimental shows. They actually did pick the handle off of our 6-handled mug representer. And Michelle cracked a joke over there. You can hear her laughing in the background.
When I do these things, everyone makes fun of me. Yeah, whatever.
No one was making fun of you. Everyone loved this video. It got a lot of hits on YouTube. But that's the handle they chose, which is not one we make often. I don't know if that's because of what it could be, but it is what it is. And we're about to make it, and it's going to be sweet.
Want to grab a handle tool?
Faux show. Are you putting the handle on?
Uh-huh.
I was
Got
kinda
a double mojo
Oh,
it.
he's taking a flash for me.
Any
Nope.
thumb bit or anything?
Yes, there's going to be a Chicago bean, a clear Chicago bean up
Nice,
top.
the watery bean. I love it.
I think that gives me just the right amount of time to take another bite of this raspberry punchki. Just love that word. punchki. What do you think, Bess?
Which one are you going to try,
She said
Bess?
yes.
Bring her, bring her.
I was back and forth with HR at my regular job about 5 times today, so my brain is
Oh, where are the straight ribs?
Oh, you guys, come on now.
Couldn't have talked about it anymore.
Oh, plan B.
Well, there's a really nice
Second
classic
mug
handle, and these guys
going
can let us
on.
know when they're done if they want it. If not, we're gonna make it for sale, and someone's gonna get a sweet blue chrome
I
tasty son of a
say-
gun.
I
on
say we could put it for sale
Yep.
and make another one.
Look at that. He walks away for 1 second and their brain just melts.
No snack breaks.
They
All right, how
had
about a thumb bit?
Punchki
Chicago
brain.
bean. Clear.
Clear.
This pooch is gonna knock me out.
They're making the call. Best you keep an eye on if they're watching. We want to know if they want this without the straight ribs or if they want it. And we'll put this puppy up for sale.
Charlie and Judy,
Bring it
and they
down.
could be watching on YouTube as well. Wait till you guys see the iridescence come from this handle. This is the same color as that heart was on the warmer upper one gather vase. This is, in my opinion, one of the cozier style of thumb saddles because you can sometimes get your finger in between the handle and the piece. But the Chicago bean is so ergonomic. It's made to just be visually pleasing to the eye, and when you walk up and rub your hands on that metallic bean,
How many people have seen that bean? Does everyone know what we're talking about? Chicago's a couple hours away from us, so we've all been to see it. It's a super metallic artist-inspired bean off the
Stainless
water.
steel, huge.
Yeah, super
now,
cool.
we just got word in that, remember me talking about that 30%? Whether we meant to do it or not, we made an artistic choice here, and 30% of this mug did just change on the fly, but we got word in that Charlie is in love with it, and let me tell you, he hasn't even seen the metallic bling bling of the handle yet.
Ah,
Here comes the GA stamp. We're gonna get one more flash and we'll get a nice before and after. Folks, we've got our spring show on the calendar. We're ordering up t-shirts for it now. We're planning out production, all the new products. Those reeds we made a show or two ago are gonna be a part of the show. And that's gonna be,
I know,
of
it
course,
started out there.
online and in-house. We'd love to have you guys in-house if you're able to make the trip. Come visit us, whether you're local or far away. But we'll also be making products available here, featuring them on the show, making them live for you, and keeping you guys up to date with everything going on. Look at this.
Woo!
Look
at that
this.
handle.
You could tell Matt brought it over hot, by the way. Let me zoom in on it. Look at the connection point there.
I love that swelling out.
That's beautiful.
It's like an elephant trunk almost.
Exactly like an elephant trunk.
Kind of like Tusk.
It could be like any of those things.
You know, from Cocoa Krispies.
I don't know anything about that. Beautiful, easy break, nice punny. Matt's coming in hot, about 3,000 degrees hot with the torch. Giving it a little bit of action. You see Chris preheating the tongs over here, super important. Make sure we don't crack that piece on its way over to the box. Steady hand flipper. Say that again. Let's go. Judy and Charlie, great people, came into the gallery with some really great energy.
Sweetie.
Super awesome. Very tasty. Very tasty. I'm going to take a quick peek in here just to show these guys. You want to bust it open
Don't
for
show
us?
up flock.
Don't show them the flock.
What's it called? The flock?
I think
All right, show them.
I think we should show them real quick. Oh, man. They're herding it up in there. That's a lot of sheep. They're getting piled up, and we're loading them up, and we're getting ready for the pre-orders on Tuesday. Next week, I believe, is the pre-order. Is that correct?
On the 27th.
We're going over the
Confirmed.
table for a minute here. I want to show off some of the pieces I made over here, guys. Like
Let's
this,
see 'em.
number 8.
As you show them off, I want to remind people the reason we take a moment during the show to show off these one-and-done pieces with our dirty glassblower hands. Look at those fingernails.
It's like the Benny Hill show, you guys.
Is because this is how we make a living. That's like the 4th reference I didn't catch, but this is what we do, folks. This is our building, and we do this every day. We've done 254 of these shows, and we're out here to support the craft of glass blowing. Look at that with the adventuring heart. And now, that may or may not be a match to this year's signature egg.
Oh boy.
Without completely releasing it, folks, it's darn close. And if you're interested in keeping your egg collection going, that would be a beauty to match it to.
What was number 2?
Number 2.
I don't remember.
Oh, that was the mug we just based it off of right there. And I think maybe Bess just took it. Looks like number 2 sold already.
All
That's
right.
great.
Well, do people even know what's going on over here with these?
Not really. You should show them.
Number 1 and number 3, you guys, have a Valentine's heart embedded in the bottom of this beautiful one gather vase.
Let me
Look
see
at that.
right in that opening. Wow.
And basically, these things are gorgeous, very water-like, puffed, beautiful, blimperized, gorgeous bubbles that you put a beautiful little wad of flowers in there with some water, and it's a Valentine's arrangement that's definitely eclectic and one of a kind. We got a big one, number 3, and we got a little tiny mini one with a beautiful purple and gold heart in the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice one. We've got some 4, 5, and 6. We got some regular, kind of cool-looking tumblers. Look at this puppy.
These
Nice
are from a
and
few
tight.
shows ago, and we had so many requests to debut a few of these on the show after everyone seeing the tumblers being made that we had to. So we did.
And a little reminder, guys, we're going to be back on the pipe in like a few seconds, but we're going to ask you guys a question right here, and you're going to want to answer the question. Do you prefer a stemmed or a stemless wine glass? And you put that answer to enews@glassacademy.com. We're going to be talking about that throughout the night, and that's how you win the giveaway that we're going to be making the last piece of the night.
Beautiful.
All right, so let's get some
So-
molten glass going.
Well, yeah, we're going to need to discuss with Matt here a little bit, whether through your microphone or my microphone. We're going to need to get the information on what this piece is for his dad. He might have just been sending him the link to the show. He said, "Listen up, Dad, we're about to make your piece."
We
What's
always
the
try to
plan?
make sure that we have something real fancy on the bench.
What's the deal?
What is the
What did you speak about with your dad?
I didn't speak about anything with him, so this is what I wanted.
All right, hold on a second now. Just keep watching the camera, everybody. All right, take 2. Tell us what you and your dad talked about when you were imagining this unbelievable mug we're going to be making for him for his services of pimping out our benches with this gorgeous metallic iridescent funky shark skin style paint job on here, which is powder coated, which is when you powder coat something, guys, it gets every crack, every little morsel, and you don't have any issues with this stuff. This stuff's going to be looking good forever.
Eternity.
Yep. So, all right, now let's talk about
What's
your
the
guys'
plan for the
conversation. Just
design?
start letting
Tell
it
us about
roll.
the mug.
Plan,
Yes.
plan
Yep.
is going to be just a nice wide mug. You know, I'm thinking maybe hyacinth with K95 black.
Okay.
Maybe swirly.
Okay.
Dark stormage or trail?
Somewhere in between, maybe.
Somewhere in between. Maybe.
And the handle, I mean, we want it to be dark. Is the handle going to be clear? Is that we're going to have clear accents to it, or is it going to be a pretty powerful? All right, clear foot maybe. And
from what you and your dad spoke about, you were saying that you want it tankard style almost, which would be wider than tall, so that it's tankard style.
Exactly.
I knew that's what you guys were talking about.
All right, well, I think we should probably triple collab this piece and get it going here.
All right.
And I think that, I don't know if you want to make the body or you want to put the handle on, but we could all put a little mojo into this piece for Junior since he totally upgraded our shop situation.
Is he watching tonight?
I just sent him
He best be.
Nice. He better be signed in now. If
So you
someone-
want to start it up the color pattern or
Yeah.
you want to do the handle?
If somebody
And it's
sent me a
gone.
link and I had to sign up in a minute, I'd probably be like working my mitts all over the computer trying to make it happen, and it'd be tough. So he's probably going to be signing on any moment. So you want me to do the color pattern first? All right. I like it.
Beautiful. That sounds beautiful. Black and this super sweet purple blue mix, or... All right.
So I'm going to use this 1.25 inch blow pipe with the red hot end on it, folks, for Junior's mug.
Red hot. Sometimes known as screaming hot.
You can hear it sometimes. Which are you pulling out? This is opal black.
Five.
It doesn't matter, really.
That's a pretty good question. Might be a question for our good friend Oliver. I don't know, but they both look like K95, don't they? We did just kind of finesse around that area a little bit because we bought a new size, large size, new color of black so we can make our black sheep.
Pretty close to the peak there. Just put it right into the pipe warmer.
So you can see here, Michelle made a comment earlier about one gather. Whoa, you know, that one gather vase is pretty big. And that one gather, which a gather is when you pull glass out of the furnace. It's like honey. It's 2,000 degrees, but if you raise the temperature by 150 degrees, lower it by 150, or imagine a giant pot like this and you blow 200 sheep over the course of a month and it lowers down the amount of glass lower and lower, you're going to have a harder time scooping that honey from deep in the crevice rather than just pooling it up on the pipe from the top of a much higher surface level. So one gather, depending on the artist, the craftsperson, the level of the tank, the pipe you're using, can mean 250 different things.
That's a lot of things.
How do you do a spec sheet when there's that much variance?
It's really hard, but we should show off our new spec sheets. Folks, we made a pretty cool little VIP video about these spec sheets. With Oliver's
Bring it
help,
on.
we've added these onto a Google Doc. We now have, I've printed out pictures of each item so we know the colors, we know what we're doing. There's notes and there's a step-by-step process. There's the pipes you use, there's the tools you use, there's the colors you use.
And even all that organization.
And we're
that
still
looks
not
fantastic,
organized.
We're super organized.
Well, we are really organized.
They're still handmade, so there's going to
Small
be
gather.
specks of
4
different
coats of
color
black.
patterns, different slight variances in them.
And that's the beauty of it. That's why you guys are buying our products. They're made by us and our crafts team and replicatable, but not.
Matt just
I
made
couldn't find the
a
second word.
design call, which I think is pretty cool. He just said, hey, how about we do a super dense, crazy silver black feathered action over the color that we've got with the perps and the blue, his favorite mix. So this particular color pattern that's going to be under the silver black is a custom mix by Matt.
All right, I will jump in here. We have some cool housekeeping today. We did see some black sheep. We got lots of stuff rolling. It's unbelievable what we got going on. Filming Thursday. We're gonna have some great videos coming in your membership program. We did pick the name of our glass extravaganza. The name has changed. We're going to talk about that.
Based off a suggestion from a customer.
That I just saw this person's name, which made me think of it.
Super cool. Champion customer.
Every customer is a champion customer.
Champion?
Champagne?
Champion?
This is going to be a hot, juicy application here, folks.
Get on in it.
Super steady, a beautiful bit. You can tell when a glass blower begins to really know the way that the glass moves and to be able to drop something. Matt's holding it completely vertical. The glass is falling off the end of the pipe, but it's not falling too much. It's not falling off in a big ball that Chris has to move really fast with, but it's also not needing to be pulled off of the pipe and yanked and scraped off of the pipe. It was the perfect amount of drip, so it pulls nice and thin and even.
When you take the glass and you turn it up like this and it starts to drop, is that like in a good song when the bass drops?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can just feel it. It's like boom.
That's it.
Nice. I felt that when he put it up. It was like boom.
Boom. Let's see some guesses, folks. What might you think is in this liquid? Put it in the chat.
Just looks like meats.
Meats? Beets.
Like bum
I was
bum
like-
bum 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 bum.
Sophie is convinced you sound like you're from Minnesota.
Me? We're not
Minnesota?
from Minnesota. We're from Michigan.
Isn't
we're
Minnesota
from
the cheese capital of the world?
Yeah, we just figured this out.
That's
at
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Oh.
Oh, it's Wisconsin? Minnesota
Anybody
must
watching from
be some
Wisconsin?
type of capital of the world.
What's going on in Minnesota, folks? Where are you guys at? Any Minnesota representation around here? Holy.
Known as the state of hockey.
Ah.
The state of what?
So,
I like that though. I'll take that as a compliment. We're huge hockey fans around these parts, and our boys, the Red Wings, no matter how dusty our hats are, keep representing. They're playing like champions around here. Take a look at this move, folks. This is called the finesse. He grabs the end of it, pulls it up. He's scraping just the surface. Is this a blown bubble right now?
nope.
Solid, beautiful. So he's got a blue-purple mix on the body. And the cool thing is if you scrape just enough of this, he's actually pulling kind of a clear layer through. So Junior's going to be able to see the liquid inside of this vessel. It's incredible. Nanny?
Nanny from Utica, New York,
Yes.
has a very important question for you, Jake.
Let's hear it.
Do you guys make anything in purple?
In purple?
In purple.
The perp?
I don't know anything about that color. The
We're world
perp.
famous for our perps. The Glass Academy is the world capital for perps.
It's true. And it's actually in the production schedule right now to make more products with the perp. Matt was making some earlier. We were on a shot glass grind after we were working on sheep for a little bit. But coming up for our spring show, many of our creatures, the snails, slugs, we're going to do multiple days of each of those in pinks, purples. We got a lot of hand-blown glass eggs that we need to sculpt. And you know that all the most rare and popular birds do produce purple eggs.
Oh, yeah. Anybody see that Super Bowl commercial with the football players who were the Eagles? They had them flying around.
That was good.
That was pretty good.
It was really good.
And then he laid his egg, his little rookie, the football.
Yeah.
That was a classic.
It was a good Super Bowl, folks. Regardless of what team you were on, it was a funky one, a weird one, and a good one to watch. And if you guys don't like football, that's totally okay because I'm sure you love hockey. Look at that move.
That's
That takes
always
some
a
finesse.
cool move to feather that and then twist it.
Now, the Marver is sticky. That's that steel plate there. Slightly sticky, but it's probably more slippery than it is sticky. Chris just put the perfect amount of texture on there. Pressure on the tip as he was turning it on there at an angle. And that took all those feathered little lines of action. One sec, here we go. Oh, yeah. And twisted it ever so delicately.
Now we're going to have a little bit of the sun's breath blowing into the piece.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, watch out.
Not the sun, like sunshine.
This is Matt's Mojo, the MM.
So here's where the true collaboration begins, folks. And as many of you know,
Hello?
if you're new to the show, you might not know, but
Good.
every piece of glass, 90% of what we make is a collaboration piece. It takes a team to make it happen. It takes design. It takes craftsmanship. It takes all kinds of crazy action to get it done. But here on the show, as we're sculpting pieces in front of your eyes, you will always see multiple people working together. And there's more than just what's happening in the moment on the piece.
Looking dope.
There's a lot going on. You see
at
Matt
that
leave the
pattern.
screen for a while. You see me leave for a while. There's always something going on behind the scenes. We're shucking pipes, cleaning tools, prepping color. Look at that. It takes 5 of us here on site to make the show happen, but a lot more behind the scenes as well. A little bit of swingage. I had a little bit of a spinach.
Hello?
Or was it swingage?
Keep
There
going.
was spinach in your
In
drink.
that juice.
Good.
That's right. Bess, did we get any good guesses on that
One
drink?
more puff.
Some people said kombucha.
Good.
Someone else said yoo-hoo. Do you know
Said what?
yoo-hoo? Do you know what that is?
Yoo-hoo? Like yoo-hoo.
It's like a chocolate drink.
Oh.
That was about it though.
Stumped them.
Pretty much.
Stumped them good.
Yeah, that was about it.
I'm gonna have a one-handed capaddle.
Beautiful.
About you, Jake, to tighten this bottom up.
After this piece, or maybe at some point when I've got a moment, I'm going to hop onto the comments to see what you guys are up to over there. It's nice to see the familiar names, and it's nice to see the new names, and we always love hearing if you guys have seen our show or not. And whether you've seen it or not, tell us where you're watching from, folks.
We got someone from Spain and from England on the
What are you
show
thinking,
watching
Blackfoot?
tonight.
Awesome. I was just reminiscing my trip last year to England with a good friend of mine, Carrie.
Carrie had a moment today at work, so send her a shout out.
Send her some love.
She's getting some free pizza from her boss tonight or one day soon because there was a
I
little
got some
snafu.
free pizza.
I wish I got no pizza because I don't want any pizza.
We're not talking about you.
Yeah,
I
we weren't
know.
talking about you.
But we were talking about you.
No, we weren't.
Liz says, is it whiskey in your glass? Liz is watching from Scotland.
Hey, all right.
Welcome.
No whiskey on the show. We are streaming. This is a family-friendly situation, and that's not our mojo here today.
But it can be your mojo.
But it could be your mojo.
No
And here,
judgment.
Oliver, here Matt comes with a clear and K95 foot. It's a subtle hint from me, but we're working on it. He may have made
foot.
that decision on purpose, though, because the recycle tank is pretty low in temperature. So he might have wanted to have a really hot bit, bring it over to Chris, just the way that it's going to work really nice.
This is it.
Carrie says Liz from Scotland is her friend.
Nice.
I think Liz was the one that she went to visit.
She's our friend.
Yeah.
Any friend of Carrie's is a friend of ours.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
We love Carrie around here.
Everybody's liking the swirls.
Swirls look amazing. The color pattern's ridiculous. Chris drops it on from on top. Really nice and hot. Well presented by Matt. Perfect size.
I just want to say that Jake has been watching a lot of sporting events. And if you think he sounds like a sports commentator, I wouldn't say no.
Does anyone think I sound like a sports commentator
Like the
out
golf
there?
one, like took the He took the paddle and he lined it up. Oh, look at that land.
I've fantasized about having a brain big enough that I could keep everyone's numbers and names and history in my mind, and I could be a sports newscaster. But
Those guys have cheat sheets
Yeah, do
all
you
over the
see it?
place.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We had cheat sheets everywhere.
it's
Oh, yeah.
impossible.
I saw it, the Super Bowl one, sitting right next to the guy.
Back
St.
when I
Andrews,
used
that's
to
right,
announce
Liz.
for some junior hockey teams, I had my cheat sheets.
Do you see how it always comes back around?
That's right, folks. My name is Chris Nordine.
And I do it all.
I interned in the ECHL and I did some color commentary and we had cheat sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did no commentaries.
When I was hanging out with Ken Cal and he was telling me about his cheat sheets, that's kind of how I know you guys.
All right, let's see if I can get another one of those shots.
Great to see some familiar names on the YT over here. Carol's watching. Marilyn, Brendan, what's up? We got
Yes,
Vicky
sir.
from Ohio. Icarus is there. We mentioned earlier. Dawn. And then there's Sophie. Not from Minnesota, but I appreciate it. I'll take it as a compliment. We got a beautiful black foot on here now, and I noticed that Matt took a second gather. Maybe it's even a fresh pipe, because when you've got black, a really soft color on the bottom here, you want to make sure your connection's a little bit stronger than usual. And if you were to put black on black, it would have been a sticky situation and not sticky enough. It probably would have hit the floor. So a nice, fresh, a little bit larger punny is a really beautiful thing. So Matt, are you opening that up and then
Black
I'll
lip
put the
wrap.
handle on it?
Oh, nice.
Black lip wrap first, though.
Okay, black
The
lip wrap
super
coming.
Teamwork. You can see the pattern there. Pretty
We've
cool.
got Rebecca watching from Florida, Sherry's watching from Kansas, another Robin, but she's in New York.
The robins are going to be chirping here in a few months.
The New Yorkian Robin.
Robin with a Y.
Why, is there another robin?
Oh, robins
I think
are.
so.
Yeah.
The
Oh, the
robin is the
birds.
Michigan bird.
I was like, Robin's going to be talking to another Robin? We did get a new cleaning lady, and her name's Robin. You know, there's a million names in the world, and everyone who comes to work here has to be named something that all the employees
So
are.
we've had 2 Gabbies, 2 Ritas, and now 2 Robins?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Couple Chris's.
Couple Chris's.
Yeah. And then they spell their name different, so you can never remember who's who.
When we get back over the table here in a minute, folks, we're going to go into a little more detail on those goblets and talk about potential goblet shows in the future. We got on the train of doing a goblet show the first of the month, every show, and we kind of got off that train here for a little bit. We'll try and start that back up. But there was something about, did it with our Patreon a little bit, pulling out our super straight pipes, all our tiniest, tightest, highest quality tools. And Chris and I, Monday night, came in for just a 3-hour power ultra focused shift. And going into details like this, look at that Avolio, the delicacy of it, but the strength of it, this connection here, these pinch bits, this is all super intensely detailed work that the timing's so important. The hole needs to be on at the right temperature. I mean,
This one's sold.
this one is sold. I mean, double flowered, perfect ring. Everything's delicate, thin, beautiful. That's the most fun we have as glass blowers, is pushing our skill limits to that point. Here comes Matt now, opening up his dad's custom order.
No pressure.
He's gently using the jacks, and he's pushing down. It's gentle because you got a really good heat on it, but also blues, purples, and especially the black lip wrap are very soft colors, so he doesn't want to start too hard. It's like what we say in every single one of our hands-on classes. Oliver made a really great comment the other day. He compared it to getting a haircut. And in glass blowing, you go for that move, and just like a haircut, you chop off too much at first, you go in a little too hot and push too hard. You can't bring that back. You can't grow that hair back. So you always start light.
So
feel it out, and then go from there.
I have a question because Matt does torch work. Is that why he's on the bottom?
No, there's nothing to do with it.
I think it's just a
'cause he's
personal
funny.
preference.
He's just funny.
Yeah, I think he is funny looking.
He's not
What kind
funny.
of handle are we putting on this? What color? And you,
Blue.
the
Said,
blue.
let's do the blue.
The other hand.
You want me to bring it, or you want to bring it?
All right. So we got a really nice opening. It's a larger mug here, really stable, really cool color reaction from the black. You can see where it's just black, those beautiful metallic matte finish wisps.
Sounded really wispy.
It did sound kind of wispy.
I love it when the wisps
Watch
sounds
out.
that way.
So now my goal is to learn and understand just visually and by the feeling what kind of temperature we're at, how this piece is moving, where the core heats build up so that when I go to put this handle on, it's not going to drop and fall down and squish and ovalize it all, but it's also not going to be too cold that this punny breaks and cracks off the piece.
And you going ear style, tankard style?
I'm gonna let Jake decide that.
All right, let me get in there real quick.
So, Pammy says maybe it's moo juice in Jake's drink bottle.
Moo
Moo juice.
juice.
Pammy,
What?
are you referring
Juice.
to milk, or is there some other drink called moo juice that we're
Pammy
not
the
aware of?
Australian has given us a little bit of her culture here, as she does, and we appreciate it because I haven't been to Australia. You got a bubble in that or no? No?
Speaking of the phrase moo juice, I have a funny story I'll tell you guys. So, I was at a wedding at my parents' church, and somebody had a little bit of a whiny baby. They were there, and the baby was from a Spanish-speaking family. I took the baby into the nursery so that the family could watch the wedding because they were close family. And I was trying to talk to the kid, and I couldn't remember the Spanish word for milk. And I asked the kid if she wanted cow juice in
Oh,
Spanish
boy.
because I could not remember the word for milk.
What is that? What is cow again? Cow juego?
Cow is vaca, V-A-C-A.
Vaca juego?
Jugo de vaca.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it was great.
Tough.
Couldn't remember leche, but I remembered the more complicated phrase.
All right, here we go. I think the ear is the right decision.
They're not talking. This is the one time you can get them to be quiet is when you put a handle on. The handles are kind of nerve-wracking because you do only get one chance to get them right. You want to make sure they're hot enough.
Look at that. Can that be the thumb bit?
Temperature.
Slap it on there.
That could be the thumb bit.
Matt took the pipe and blew up the leftover handle bit. Nice and thin. Sparkly color.
Liz says, is there a color that doesn't really show as colorful when used in glasswork?
Great question, Liz.
Well, it's hot. You're saying, does the color not show its true color while it's hot?
Just, is there a color that's not really as colorful when it's used in glasswork, so it's not used that
I think we
often?
should put a saddle on this thing.
Not really, guys. I mean, a color that isn't very colorful is
Yeah.
not really it, man. We don't use any non-colorful colors, that's for sure.
We totally do. I love subtle colors. We talked about a
Like
couple shows ago
tobacco?
on the Gnome Show that whiskey was one of my favorite colors, and it's not a fan favorite. It's not too bright and eye-popping, but I'm a big fan of subtle accent pieces and transparents and whatnot.
Pammy says, happy Valentine's Day from the future, 16 hours ahead of you. It's 11:05 a.m. Wednesday.
Woo!
That's so
7:05
fun.
a.m.
11.
11:05?
Let me take one heat.
7-11. It's a good.
We can marble it off so I'll get a little
Forgot.
spear off it.
Marilyn on YouTube says, watching from Central Florida, the show is the best. Great people, great talent.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
That's so sweet. Hey, and I do want to mention, someone reached out to me and they're like, I can't watch your show on Tuesday night. I've got kids, I've got all this stuff, but here's the thing. You can watch our show whenever it works for you because they are always recorded on YouTube. So you can go to our YouTube channel and find any
Stamper with
show from 5 years ago, from 2 years ago, or from last week. And you can watch them at your leisure, and then you can like fast forward if you want, or pause it when you go in the other room.
If it's 254 shows and they're 2 hours a piece, that's almost
Do the math.
508 hours of content. Is that
Pretty
right?
good.
Yeah, since we're talking about the Red Wings, Jake,
We're not talking about the Red Wings.
I was wondering, did you say you were playing tonight?
They are at 9 o'clock against
9 o'clock.
Edmonton.
Watch
So that means we will be done at
I'll be ready.
7:59, so they can all get home and watch their Red Wing game.
Putting all the cool stuff on here. Here's the GA stamp, folks.
We're not afraid of some OT.
Ooh, a silver GA. That's baller.
So you can tell as the mug cools off, those colors are popping a little more. We do a thing called the Anila reveal.
I heard it.
What?
You always call me out for it.
What'd I do?
You said doo-doo.
Doo-doo?
Did you just say
You said it.
on live camera?
I
Yeah.
love it. I didn't know I said it.
Well, that could get messy.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, well, now whatever. The Anila reveal. This will be the last week. It's public access.
And that Anila reveal is going to be for any subscribed member. You know,
Yep.
we realize it's only it's a perk, it's a bonus accent piece at 3 o'clock. This is the show, this is the true bit of action here. The only thing that we see on the Anila reveal is a little bit more conversation about our mental space in each of the pieces. You get to hold them, see them up close, see them in their final color. It's rare that any of the pieces from the show don't sell or aren't already sold. Do we need a little bling bling on this? I think it's blue chrome in here, but then the perk of or the thing of take. Yeah, I think let's hit it. Yeah, let's hit it.
Yeah, isn't the black?
Black, you can't reduce black.
No.
Black reduces on its own, and when you reduce it, the silver kind of fades a little bit.
Yeah. But I see the blue chrome in there for sure. Still straight up front, Matt? Still round?
Great.
All right, let's get it right off of here and get it saved. But the Anila reveal is going to be available to both tiers of membership. And it's going to be an incredible thing. We'll spend a little more time on them too, like we did last week with Chris. Go behind the scenes. Talk about some extra
Now, if you
cool
could,
things.
on live camera, could you touch that with your finger real quick on the bottom to give your dad a little bit of, there you go. 2,000 degrees.
Matt Hanna Mojo.
He left it on there.
We're coming into the annealer. We're cooking at 942 degrees inside this particular box. We got a beautiful selection of product in there from today and from the show so far. Folks, the sheep preview is coming up real soon. It's 2 shows from now. You'll be able to pre-order. 1 show from now, you'll be able to...
2.
2 shows from now, you'll be
Hello.
able to pre-order.
2 shows from now,
That's
folks.
what happens when you plan ahead. All the dates are in your head like they're today.
You 2 guys are great.
Woo!
All right, sweet. So now we got more
45
glassblowing
minutes.
action.
Now we're going to get into some sweet goblet action.
Should I go get my Tasty Jacks?
Probably.
Yeah, we got some sweet goblet jacks. I'm gonna go grab you guys. Jake, why don't you explain to them what the difference is between a regular pair of jacks and a pair of goblet jacks are?
Yeah, I did explain it a little bit earlier. Let's lay out a couple different jacks and talk tech for 1 second, folks. Here we got 4 different kinds.
Yeah,
Let's take
do
a
it on
look
the
right
ground
here.
What's the difference between these 4?
So, first of all, this one's just size. This is a much larger pair. We really only bust these out for big vases and or pumpkins. You see us in pumpkin season pulling those out many a time. Right here we got our sharp boys. I'm not going to list them all by name because they may not be relevant to you guys, but These ones have a really tight line right there for cutting in necklines. These we also really prefer for pumpkins, and that's a little insider tip for the glass blowers watching today. These are a Japanese style of tool, and they're very rounded, they're very smooth, and my favorite part about them is they're a very short tool, even shorter than these guys. You've got a lot of control over what's going on, and they're rounded, so you're not gonna, when you're on the outside, you don't have too much surface contact that could totally scratch your piece. These are an older version of a typical classic pair of jacks, American pair of jacks, and you can see how much longer they are than our Japanese style, and you see the notches in the grooves, which Michelle is pointing out now. These are student jacks. These have been around for a very long time, and when you're cold and you're working the glass as a beginner, you cut into the metal and you alter the tool a lot more. So that's what we use those for. They're also taller, so they keep the student's hand
It's
away
also
from the heat.
sometimes good for new people because this divot helps shape the glass. Kind of like, think about ruts on a dirt road. When it rains, they get put in there, and then when they dry, the mud, the ruts kind of help you stay on the road.
There's our goblet jacks. Even shorter,
They put them back on the bench.
absolutely no divot. No crevice in here, and you can see they're much thinner. Look at the tips, how thin they are. These are for making that really precise stuff. We showed you the goblets at the table over there. Having straight pipes, having nice tools like this, make your
And what
pieces
is the
that much
purpose
better.
of a thinner goblet jack? Why?
It pulls less heat out of the glass. You're much more precise with where you're going, but the thicker the tool is, if we tried to make an Avolio that was the size of like a pea with this, you touch it with those blades, and those blades are about the size of a pea on the bottom. It would suck all the heat out, and you'd have no working time. Do we want to draw this one up at all first? Do you want me to draw it up, or are you going for it? All right, Chris is taking it to the chalk territory. We realize hot glass is what you guys are here for, but a little bit of build up, a little bit of understanding what's going on here not only helps you guys, but Matt's hopping in, helping us out with these goblets here, so it's going to be good for him to kind of know the plan and the situation as well. And let us know if you guys have questions, technical questions about what's going on. Best is keep an eye out. I'm looking at the comments here. And that's the deal.
Try that again. The warmer up iridescent blue-hearted pita sculpted vase is now available.
Available
It's
on the
live
webpage.
on the website.
Beautiful. Did we have another thing? Oh no, Charlie
No, they're
enjoyed that mug,
customs.
and we're going to stick
Yes.
with that. So that's just perfect.
So the maestro that came over from Italy was a goblet maker. When he left Italy, he left production factory making, and he was a goblet maker. So when he first came over to Haystack and Pilchuck, these are schools that teach the glass arts, he taught what he knew how to make. That was his job. So his job was these fancy goblets and these very thin Venetian pieces. As the years went on, he modified his style and the products that he always wanted to do when he was in a production factory. But at the time, he was a maestro in goblet making. So these goblets were something that Chris and I were trained on in our early days of glass blowing. Don't make them very often because Americans really weren't interested in the fancy goblets. And we were making our living off of selling glassware, so can't make a living if what you're making doesn't sell. So we adapted our products to a more American culture, and so that's why we make mugs for beer, or rocks glasses for whiskey sours, or other beverage glasses. Our wine glasses that we make in the studio are not as delicate and fancy as the one he's going to be making now. I know people have curio cabinets or ledges in their house where they like to display fancy goblets for the color and pattern, but it might not be a functional goblet.
What's a curio? A curio.
Isn't that a curio cabinet?
I mean, I know it's a cabinet, but it must be a cabinet that you put curios in.
Curiosities?
That's a good one.
Look at that. I don't know.
This goblet's going to be for sale if it makes it off the pipe. Isn't that true?
Yep.
Do the feet come with it?
No feet included.
Dave says, great explanation about the jacks. I'll be more choosy next time in the hot shop.
Absolutely, Dave. Nice to hear you're still blowing glass out there, toying around with it, having a great time experimenting, growing your skills.
I think this is a perfect time to do a shout out for him with the name of the show.
Yes, Dave. That was, the show name was based off of what you suggested. Did we mention what the show name was?
Not yet.
Blow lightly.
You want to go for it?
Yeah, Bess could go for it.
Good.
Do you know what it is?
No, I have no clue what it is.
All right. So let me get my notes here just to be sure. Dave, we took your suggestions along with everyone else. We did not take this lightly. There's some things we have to do in marketing. It has to look appealing, and it has to flow, and it has to match. So there's so many things. We rearranged the words a little, but we came up with Blossom and Bloom, a glass glowing spring festival. So you're going to see information that's March 9th and 10th. If you are in our neighborhood, please stop by and check us out. We'll be doing live glass blowing demonstrations like you see here today. You can join in, you can watch. Love to have you. And thanks everyone for joining and playing that game with us, helping us figure out what to call our show.
For those of you that just joined us, that's what we're working on here, a little bit of goblet action. I'm grabbing our nice paddle here. Gonna be ready to go. You notice Chris is heating up just the very bottom 33% or so.
John says the new bench looks pretty sweet.
Shouts out, John. The bench looks amazing. Shouts out to Junior, Matt. Matt's capping it there. I'm coming in with the paddle.
Go ahead, Jake. Press. Keep harder. Okay, off, Jake. 1 second, Matt. Okay, blow, Matt.
Do have a technical question for you guys.
Keep going. Keep going.
Look at that.
Thomas on YouTube says, do you ever reuse glass drink bottles for any glass cullet?
That's a great question, Thomas. I want to first comment on that tech right there because that was, I'll come right back to that question, but that was what I was attempting to do here. It's the first time I've done that cup top style. So Chris went ahead and just showed me how that was done, which was a sweet move. He had the edge super tight, and then with a little bit of air from Matt, he was able to push back against that edge and blow out the bottom for a little bit of a, you know, Martian-looking alien landing pad type situation. So to answer your question, working with bottles, we use a lot of recycled glass, but it's our own formula, our own mixture of glass here at the Glass Academy. As for bottles, we had a deal with Maker's Mark, a collaboration last year, and we attempted and actually made some pretty cool content about it.
Got distracted there by adjusting the camera, Jake.
I was looking at what was going on.
Maker's Mark.
Yeah, we worked with bottles. It was really difficult to kind of work with a different style of glass that we didn't even know the true mixture of. There's a million types of glass. They melt at different temperatures. They stay hot for different lengths. They cool down over different periods of time. There's a lot of chemistry involved. Even though it is 99% silica sand, there's a lot of chemistry involved and a lot of physics behind getting all that to work.
Well, commercial glass is meant to cool off a lot faster.
Right.
So it's not the style of glass that we work with because it cools off so fast. An artist can't work with it.
Yep, that's
if you
super
add
true.
lead to the glass, it makes it soft, and then you can work the glass longer, which is really bizarre for a glass blower.
Come on. Hi.
Couple comments on YouTube from Miss Lobo Bob. She says, what an awesome, efficient shop.
Give me the punny. Give me the punny. Don't touch.
Well, that happens, everyone, especially with goblets. They're thin, they're delicate, there's so many moving parts. What happens with goblets is that the more you do them, the more efficient. Like, you can't mess around. 2 seconds is 2 seconds too late, sometimes 2 seconds too early. I'm super surprised myself that that didn't crack when it went back in because it's so thin and delicate. Boy, I'll tell you, in the beginning years when stuff like that happened, we would jump, everyone would be like, ah! But now, being a little more seasoned, it's like, all right, let's try to get it back on the punny, see if we can trim the top. We made it once, we can do it again. Not a big deal.
Yeah, still gets to you though. Deep down, it still gets to you for sure. It's true. And there's a really, I mean, you guys see us dancing around making these products and working on the show here. It's a very choreographed dance. It's even more choreographed when you're making goblets. The timing, like Michelle said, is down to 2 seconds. Everything you do, even the color, and the fact that this is blue is going to change the way Chris makes this. And just the timing. You and the assistant, you got to be on point with each other. Very great communication. And that's the way she needs to go. So we got a nice save here, though. Chris has got that on there. This is a really, really great opportunity to see the color gradient of the blues and just heating up the lip of the glass. You're going to notice the blue on the bottom and the pink glowing from the lip, which is pretty tasty.
Patty says that sound is heart-stopping, but everybody in the comments is saying great save, Chris.
All right. A little bit of support from our around the globe audience here. Appreciate you guys.
Matt is watching from the UK and says, wow, mouth open in shock watching that.
Can I pause in the action to say this is a tragedy? Because you know why? When you try to zoom in on your phone or do anything, it doesn't work.
What happened?
Broke a piece of glass and poked myself. It was like one of those pokers that just gushes.
Like when you get your blood drawn?
Yeah.
So Michelle was bleeding earlier today. Matt got burned. This piece hit the floor.
Is it a full moon today?
This is the glass blowing world, folks, and we're live and we're in it and we love it. We love it very
How about
much.
that paddle out of the garage? Roll that heart rate off where it's set off to the right.
Every Tuesday, baby.
Amy just showed up in the comments and said, I feel like I just missed something really big.
A big save, that's for sure. Here comes
Hey,
Matt
Victoria,
out of the 1,000 degree
I will refresh
garage.
everyone. If you miss a show, they're on YouTube. You just look up the date. We're at show 254 today. If you missed last week's show, you just go back and you're looking for show 253.
Beautiful.
We do leave the numbers on there.
Nice save. So Matt sticks that in the garage. Chris drops off his pipe.
Carrie says, Chris is the master, cool, calm, and collected.
That's right. He tucks it on the left side here, and we were making cups the other day. We made multiple cup tops, and we stick them on the right side. There's probably about 100-degree difference in temperature, and so by sticking that on the left there, he's keeping it on the warm side. A little extra heat for when we go to stick that on the piece, it won't crack. But there's a really nice cycling process to work in that garage and keeping the glass the way you need it. Looks like Chris is going into the Adventurine over there. Hopefully not stretching it too far. I think he's going for the heart move here.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at our example once again.
Just as a refresher, somebody asked in the comments, what are we making? And I know Jake was just showing that sketch on the floor, but they are making a stemmed wine goblet. I guess you can put anything in it. It's not just a wine goblet, but...
Those are our drawings from the other day, 2 that are on the table over there. This one's gonna be for sale. It's already experienced a bit of a story here. And now Chris is going to sculpt up the heart for the stem.
And not too big of a heart because it gets big quick, guys.
All right, Victoria says she'll go back next week and watch because she always watches on Facebook. Wow, that sparkle's pretty amazing.
Looking like taffy.
So you can see where the heart idea comes from as well. Of last week, it's kind of the same technique. We
Punty
were
Matt?
learning all these
Thank you,
Venetian
sir.
techniques. It looks like one of those staffs, like those Egyptian
staffs.
like that. What does that symbol mean?
I don't know.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about? It's like the staff and all the hieroglyphics.
A mage or something? Is it about magic? I
Don't know.
You can leave it there, he'll grab it.
Couple seconds here.
Nice
Matt gives
deep
it a
flash.
flash. Chris organizes the bench.
Good.
So who's bringing the bits?
This guy's gonna be made into a heart and then put away, and then we're gonna do a foot. Then we're gonna put the heart on the stem, add some bits on. Crazy.
Get crazy.
Put a heart, not a harp.
Right. That's right.
So elegant.
Super. Super.
Wait a second.
What happened?
It's not the same. Aha. Something's changed.
It's really get it looking good, you guys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at the heart accent.
Maybe we'll have to go for another type of heart.
It wasn't quite coming out the way Chris wanted it, so he turned it into a gnome's lock of hair.
Matthew on YouTube says, watching from Oroville, California, originally from Lake Orion, Michigan. I love watching all of you. You're all very talented and artistic.
That's so sweet.
Shouts out. That's just a beautiful thing to hear. Coming from California, so cool on the West Coast. Hope you guys got great weather out there. We're out here in Michigan. It's actually looking really cool. Look at that. Oh my God.
Woo, that's a super spin.
I don't know if he's going to punny this one
No
up.
money on this one.
He was going for the harp on the last one.
Yeah, I don't know what happened on the last one. Just Bob. But you guys got me back on track.
As a reminder that Warmer Upper One Gather Vase is available on the website. We do still have some items on the table
Hand me that
available
tag
still
wheel,
as
would you?
well.
That's right, folks. One and done. We sold a
Thanks,
couple of the
man.
mugs, couple of the tumblers. Still a few pieces on there. If you go to the gathering point on our website, theglassacademy.com,
They did answer. Did you say that?
you can see all of our products
Oh, I
throughout
see
the
that.
whole website. We teach classes. We sell a ton of handmade products.
I don't know how to say that.
I'm not sure what
Ink?
that means.
That's Egyptian staff.
Oh. We don't sell Egyptian staffs online, unfortunately, but all of our handmade products are there, and it's a great way to support what we're doing. We're in Dearborn, Michigan,
That literally just came through on my side now.
the
isn't
family-run
it weird?
business. And look at Chris tucking together the two lobes of the hearts.
When we were doing these hearts before,
Matt calls them the cheeks.
I really like the way that they crisscross like that. Sometimes you can put them together and have them be exactly perfect, but I kind of like it, kind of like when a heart has its, you know, it's bulging a little bit on one side differently than the other. It's kind of organic. I mean, I think that's kind of a tasty looking heart. Look at the bling.
Matt and Oliver and Nick, another glass blower friend of ours, we were all teaching classes
take the
all
shovel.
weekend long. And a happy Valentine's Day tomorrow to all those who love somebody in the world. We were making hearts.
You
with
could
a
just take
bunch
that off of
students.
there and set it to the right and bring the shovel over.
Oh, did you tell them what the question was?
Yeah, I think we did a little bit
We've
earlier.
talked about the question
Okay.
once already. I have it ready to go on the screen for whenever we do a giveaway. We've got some housekeeping to do real quick after this, just 2 items as far as I know of, unless Michelle has anything to add.
Beautiful. A little bit of housekeeping.
Wait.
This is a pretty involved piece. We may or may not get to a warmer upper.
for
We're
it.
going to see, but maybe
You
we
leave it
should,
right on
or
there?
a giveaway piece. Maybe we should get some housekeeping involved in the midst of this piece as well.
We can do that.
And now might be a time for one
Yeah.
comment as Chris gathers it up if you got something for us.
Yeah, so one thing I've seen you guys asking for is how do we cancel the YouTube membership if we want to switch over to the new membership that is coming? I actually put together a document on this with step-by-step instructions with screenshots for you guys. Michelle, can we put that link to that document in the comments, or are we distributing that a different way?
Paddle.
You pick. I'm game for either.
Okay, what I'll do for you guys is I will put the link to
One
that
second.
document in the comments.
Okay,
If you have any questions, let us know, but I
Lower down
was
all
pretty
the way.
thorough with
There
it.
you go.
I
Push
went
hard.
through step by step what
Off.
you need to do with some screenshots in there, so hopefully that is clear for you guys. I circled buttons that you need to be clicking, everything. So I will put the link to that document, it's just a Google Doc, in our comments on Facebook and YouTube. If for some reason you can't find that comment, you're watching this later on afterwards, shoot us an email, we can get that document over to you guys as well.
blown foot.
Super cool. That's for all of our
Jake,
existing, yes?
will you blow me a blown foot?
That's for all of our existing members right now, supporting the show, being a part of the behind-the-scenes action. We're going to ramp up our situation, and you're going to want to transfer it over.
So we had
You
two
mind
people,
grabbing a
someone on
couple pipes?
YouTube and someone on Facebook, talking about that symbol means life, which is pretty cool. I like when shapes stand and represent something. Now we
Blue
know
Yeah,
we
just
could do
blue,
a
yeah.
life glassware, make that into a stem.
2 coats, please. Yep.
So many ideas. This is how they happen. You're catching it live here at the Glass Academy. Never a dull moment.
We're going to put
Chris
a
is
blown
making
foot on here.
Additions to the drawing.
It's a pretty intense move. Takes some serious timing. Watch how we're going to switch the pipe back and forth. Chris is going to want to be able to choose the size, the thickness, cut the neckline in. So I'm going to present him with a nice even bubble. Take this piece from him. I'm going to be coming right back in there. Give it a quick flash. And he worked really efficiently on that to keep a really nice core heat on it. I don't want to reheat this thing all the way from the outside again. Just bring that core temperature back out. And here we go.
I'm dumbfounded. When we were learning how to blow
Puff.
glass, they had VHS cameras, and there was only one person who could get into film. And then we'd all bootleg the VHS camera so we could study these. That happens so fast. And when you're trying to learn it, there's so many things that are the speed of the pipe, the heat of the glass, that one swing when you come out of the furnace. There's so many things to learn.
Yeah, when you're working at such a minute level, I mean, the size of that, like I said earlier, is the size of an overly large pea, green pea. I mean, that is minuscule glass blowing, and your timing needs to be perfect. Everything's paper thin. What happened there was, if we haven't, I mean, it's been a while since we've done a blown foot on the show, but he had a bubble dropped on there. He cut half of it off. He necked it down, but didn't close that crevice, that crease. So there's a little opening there. Matt came in with a tender hand and touched the diamonds, and then he touched the glass piece and knocked it off so that there's a tiny little opening about the size of that enlarged green pea.
Green pea, isn't it blue?
It is blue, but I was comparing it to a tasty green pea.
Folded lipper.
Look at that.
Why does it have a folded lip? Because it strengthens it.
Couple comments here. Matthew says he loves how Chris improvised.
Oh, yeah.
Ovi says, have you ever tried to make a glass Easter basket?
We have. I had a bunny holding an Easter basket.
I
With
think
3
we-
eggs in
I
it.
think we've made Easter baskets on the show and whatnot. We'll be getting into Easter product here soon, and we're switching our extravaganza show into this beautiful springtime show, which we'll be releasing our sheep on, the newly designed sheep. Pre-orders will be available next week on the show for a little bit of a discount, so we get an idea of how many of you guys are interested. And then
The idea of pre-orders is what? So we know how many to make, right?
exactly. It's just, I mean, we make every single thing by hand with a crew of 3 guys in the hot shop, plus Chris, plus some others who hop in here and there. But we come in every day and we make product. And to have an idea, when we have, 30, 40 different products that we make, and we're coming out with a new one, we've got a lot of response and a lot of excitement about these sheeps. But sometimes the reality is, when we're running a business and owning it and doing it all, sometimes people just want to support us, and they're like, yeah, I love those sheep. They're amazing. It's so exciting. I'm so happy for you guys.
Quick little
And then it
flash.
comes time and we make, 200 sheep or something, and we sell 25 of them. So we're willing to give you guys a little bit of a discount for a little bit of a heads up so that we can run our business efficiently and get you guys what you need and make it look tasty and make it look good. And so pre-sales will be next week.
Go ahead,
John's
flash
got a
that piece
question.
and hand it back
Bring
to
it,
me.
John.
What's with the green tape on the tools?
Great question, John. That is going
Good.
back to our spec sheets and our organization and getting everything in line here at the Glass Academy. Business has been here for 20 years, and ownership hasn't changed, but management has, and so have employees,
take a
and
stick of
so
it,
have
and then you're
products,
gonna-
and
So
And you're going to set it
Holler
right here,
if you
Matt.
need
Like,
me.
you're going to come over here and you're going to set it on the bench just like that.
this is where it all comes together. The timing of this is really important, so I'm going to keep an eye on it. But
So green tape, new management.
Green tape is Glass Academy tools. We've got 3 sets, and the reason there wasn't tape, I almost set it on one of those pair of jacks, is because we use that tool for the Renaissance and for here, because it's one of our favorite tools and we want it in both spots. But
Okay,
we've got
go for it.
mobile
Go
unit
get it.
tools, we've got Renaissance tools, and we've got Glass Academy tools.
Go up with it. Hold it up quick.
Matt's holding that up in the air in the top corner to get some extra heat on it. He's
I'll
looking
call
good.
you. Stay there.
He's looking good.
Stay
Chris
there.
is taking an extra heat. I'm gonna get the torch ready for him. I'm gonna preheat
You're
his
gonna preheat
tweezers
it,
for
stay
him
there.
here. Super important move when it's just to you. You're always hustling to preheat these tweezers.
Okay, Matt, bring it on over.
And here comes the stick. And this is some serious finesse work here. That was something I was working on. Chris just did it like a champ there. He did the full squish, and then he comes in with the last little bit of heat and pushes up the sides of that clear glass to hold the heart on. There's definitely, there's so many different angles, and we were talking about this too, the way you hit the pipe and the way everything's pieced together. You need it all to be stronger than your connection on the bottom here.
Small silver blue cup on the plate. Yes, sir. Thank you. So we're going to be putting the handles on now, guys. You show them the picture, they'll see that, Shell.
All right. Doing blue handles here. One quick coat.
One coat's going to be good, and then when we put the cup on, we'll put the gold handles on the top.
Okay.
Okay.
This
Steady.
is where modern life is hilarious. I just said to Bess, I'm like, hey Bess, this is a really tricky part. If you want to film it, it's a great way to see these handles. And she's like, social media handles? What are you talking about? Dun dun dun.
What do you call that handle? What do you call that move, Chris?
I always kind of tag to myself with switchbacks.
I thought it was the walk the dog. Because I'm
Well,
holding the
I think
leash.
the walk the dog's the ones that you just touch them onto the piece every time.
And pinch them, yeah.
The switchbacks are the ones that you throw back on themselves. You push them back on.
How many of you guys remember the experimental show we did where I made a caterpillar and did those all the way along the bottom as their feet because they look like caterpillar feet. Super important, the shape of this bit here. Hold it up in the air, let it fall, pull just a little bit of glass and get your right thickness. And I'm really responsible for the thickness of this piece. I'm following where he's going and pulling back and noticing my thickness for his next grab and squish.
And I have to say they did not have espresso today because you cannot do these
Right.
when you have espresso.
The last second of heat, he's able to cut that instead of breaking it off the pipe.
All right, now we're going to do same thing. Up with the cup, but if you want to go up with the cup, Jake, can you
Yeah, I'll bring the stick a bit real quick. It's really important, I don't know if you know this, Matt, but to go for a stick a mitt, you want to gather a little bit extra deeper on the pipe and pull it out to a nice tiny little point.
The two colors you see right now are only because it's
I'm coming
hot.
at you. You want to wait
Those
one?
will,
Just flat, put a little flash.
See
they
the
will
shape
be
of
the
that
same
gather?
color.
A little extra deep on the pipe, I was saying to Matt, because then he can grab it with his tweezers and it preheats his tweezers for him for this next move.
Flip.
As a reminder for you guys, the giveaway question this week is, do you prefer a stemmed or stemless wine glass?
Bring it.
I've got that up on the screen for you guys, but make sure you send your answers to enews
Bring
at
it.
Here it comes, here it comes, you got it.
Down here,
Down
where Jake's
here.
hand is.
Matt's doing
Here we
great.
go.
He's never made these. He has no idea which direction they're
Beautiful
headed.
stick. It's just hot enough that it'll hold steady. He pinches it, pinches it. Got to get in the heat. Oh, baby, the proportions are looking good. And look at it, it's flopping again. It's like you got to heat that foot up and get some heat on it, but that connection's so hot. This is where you take more, slower heat. So you want me to blow on that connection at all?
Having that torch really allows intense heat on that bit.
Put a couple goldies up there.
Okay.
And so sometimes you forget when you've got this great tool, the torch, that it
So
can
this
get
is
a
the
little
part-
too hot.
Sorry, Mom. This is the part that we've got a $250 piece on the pipe right now. And we're adding more handles to it. You know, and we can get to the end and we could do all this, and goblets are
You bring
delicate.
me blue or gold.
You said gold?
Thank you.
Or there's this really nice glass
Now let's
blower
stiff,
highlight.
and I'll be ready.
Oh my God, we made all these amazing pieces. They're super cool. And then you
Okay.
put them in a gallery or you have a show and someone buys them all. And then you get your second glass blowing high.
The leverage of him sticking this down in the pipe is scary. Scary.
This is one time too where Chris isn't talking because he's in deep
But chat is not
concentration.
talking either.
Just
What is-
count.
The comments are not talking
I
either.
know,
just
right?
checking it
Everyone's quiet. So did I tell you? Should I have a joke?
You want one heat or you ready?
One flash would be nice.
So Bess will do the housekeeping after this piece. I know we're nearing 8 o'clock. We'll let you know who won the pocket vase from last week with a glass heart on it. Super adorable, lovely piece, one of a kind from the Glass Academy. You still have time to enter this week's contest. Kind of leave them up all week. We gather when the people are new. They send it to e-news at Glass Academy. Once you're on our mailing list, you'll get an email and you can answer it that way. The link takes you right there. You can see how far Chris goes in to heat it. Wants to make sure there's heat on that foot.
Love those adventuring
while
handles.
They look
the
ridiculous.
basic of the goblet cools off.
They look really ridiculous. In a good way, folks.
All right, remember, this is the chrome.
Oh,
So we're going to bling it.
here comes the bling bling. And then it's got to get off the pipe. You put water on it. It's not a dirty punny or anything.
I put water on it because I want it to come off. We'll give you a
All
shot
right.
before it comes off, before it turns chrome, guys. Little heart in the middle, little
That's a
van
beauty.
Valentiner. All right, Jake.
It's gonna be for sale, folks. Here we go. Historical piece. It'll be hand signed. Oh yeah, and the metallic shimmer.
Very cool.
It's ridiculous.
Hit another one, you think? Or?
I think it's probably good.
All right. Making sure she's stiff. And
Now
she
he's got to be
is.
real careful with the water, because one drip of water on the actual foot,
Curses.
it'll make it go explodo. No fork.
It's in the garage.
All right. Yeah, baby.
That's good.
These are going to be hand signed, so we do not put the GA stamp on there. Into the annealer it goes. Don't want to linger with that door open at all, so as soon as they get it in, they put it away.
Nice work. Nice work, Matt. You've never really blown, Matt, you've never blown any really heavy Venetian stuff like that. So I know a few of the things I was telling you, you were like, huh? What? But you did a good job. You really did. It's like, it's a lot of pressure, guys, and everything's got to be brought at the right moment. And generally, when you're blowing that type of Venetian work, you want to work with somebody who's worked with you a whole bunch. And to get to that working with you a whole bunch, you got to work with somebody doing Venetian shit for the first time. And you did a good job, my friend.
That's why an apprenticeship program works too, because if you're starting at the basics and you're watching the other bench at the masters working, you know the timing, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Right? Poor Matt, we threw you in this blind. You did well.
It's nice though because he did good. You saw him hopping around. All right.